All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Malzberg panel. And joining us today is Brad Hirschfield, author of You Don't Have to Be Wrong for Me to Be Right, president of CLAL, and Adam Thompson, senior partner and owner of the law offices of Adam M. Thompson, and syndicated talk show host. Gentlemen, welcome to both of you. So let me start with you, Brad. What do you expect tonight from the 11 people on that stage?
Well, first of all, Steve, 11 people. It's the biggest in history. It's a little bit crazy. Excuse me. It includes kind of jamming Carly Fiorina in there, a little change in the rules. Look, I think tonight could be incredibly interesting if people decide to actually go for substance. That will actually surface who's serious and who's not. I'm not precluding anyone. I'm not attacking anyone. I think it could actually be really interesting. I think the Trump haters are underestimating him terribly. I think there's plenty of angle there for Carly to go after him about that face statement. So I think it could be really interesting.
Adam?
Hey, listen, what Trump's been doing so far has been working, so he's going to keep going the same path. He's not going to change up. But as you said, Steve, there's 11 people hitting that stage. Who are these people? The clown car is going to open up and they're going to all come pouring out. There's only 3 or 4 that matter in the debate. Jeb Bush, if he has another disaster, is out after today. He could pack it in. No one's going to give him money. And either Ben Carson's going to help himself or hurt himself. He has to be as poetic as he was last time with his last 2 answers. Because if he comes out of the gate slow and stays there, he'll drop out. Carly Fiorina could really score points as the only woman on the stage. She could hit Trump and attack him on those statements that he made. So there probably would be fireworks between Trump and her the most, in my opinion, because she wants to stay up there and show she can battle and she can fight. And like Trump is a businesswoman, former CEO.
Joe Biden had some, I guess, harsh things to say about Donald Trump, xenophobic, et cetera, et cetera. But again, this is an example. And by the way, this from the man who said you can't go into a 7-Eleven or Dunkin' Donuts without speaking Indian or whatever, having an Indian accent. He's one to talk. But nonetheless, there's a poll out today. It's a survey, and it's from YouGov. And it says 92% of the people surveyed call illegal immigration a problem. 77% say it's serious. And over half of them say round them up and get the illegals, even if they haven't committed any other crime, get them out. So, Brad, who's out of touch here? Is it Donald Trump or Joe Biden?
Well, they both are, but I think to mock the idea that illegal immigration is not a problem is completely misguided. People who are listening to Trump are not simply hateful or stupid. There is a real problem. Also, it's a little funny to call him xenophobic in a blanket way. It's not consistent, but this is the same Donald Trump who said, I think we should take in more refugees from Syria. So I think the funny thing, as you said, Steve, is Donald Trump has said some offensive, wacky things, and the truth is the vice president has also. So maybe they should focus on the real challenge, which is illegal immigration, and how we want to deal with it in a rational, sane way, and not just name-call each other.
What about it, Adam?
Well, Biden's just doing Trump, you know, he's doing stump speeches without saying he's announcing. He's going after Trump as a non-candidate and going on the attack, and he's going to see what the responses are. If the responses are great, then he continues in that manner and hopes Hillary keeps falling down on her face, so then he could jump in and say, you know what, my heart really wasn't into it because of everything going on in my personal life. But boy, they're rallying behind me. They love what I say, and I'm the only guy that can fight Trump. I'm jumping in.
All right, I don't want to throw you guys a curve, but there's a story here that caught my attention, and that is in North Texas, a fast food restaurant known as Whataburger. 2 police officers went in, and I won't say what he is behind the counter, said, "We don't serve cops." And, you know, this to me is a reflection of the President of the United States and our Justice Department and our media, who have started this war against police officers, and they had better do something to turn it around, Brad.
Well, I'll make you half happy. I don't know if I tie it directly to the president, but we agree 100%. The idea that someone could look at a police officer and say, we don't serve cops, here's what I know. If you looked at a black person and said, we don't serve blacks, that's illegal and probably a hate crime. Why would it be any more illegal or less hateful to look at a so-called blue person who's putting their life on the line to protect you? I know they're not perfect, but putting their life on the line to protect you, and say that we don't serve you. So if it's going to be illegal to say we don't serve black people, it sure as heck better be illegal to say we don't serve blue people.
What about it, Adam? Is there an analogy to be made there?
Yeah, it's a very sad state we're living in our society right now, where the past reflections on police officers or any first responders, firemen, and so on was one with almost reverence, that you always could reach out to them for help and assistance. And now people are at the point where they don't trust them, they fear police officers, thinking if they go to them they'll get attacked or killed, and now they don't even want to serve them. It's to a point of almost no return. It's getting so bad. This is where leadership kicks in. And although Brad doesn't agree with you, this is a perfect opportunity for the president and other leadership, like say in New York, Mayor de Blasio, to speak out and say we have to support our law enforcement agents, our police officers. They have a hard job. They put their lives on the line. And while we may read in the press there's some bad situations and some bad apples, they're being dealt with.
They can't do that, Adam, because they don't believe it. They can't do it. They don't believe it.
Yeah,
the mayor stood there and said that the cops were going to kill his black son one day.
I have to agree with Steve. I do, Adam. The truth is, I do agree with Steve about the role for leadership, and you're 100% right, Steve, tragically. What I would not necessarily about the president, I will say about the mayor of New York. He is directly responsible, and on more than one occasion, for sowing seeds of mistrust and even hate against his own police department. It's not only heartbreaking and stupid, I don't understand how you continue to be mayor if that's what you do.
10 seconds each. Adam, who wins tonight?
Trump, even if he loses.
He's Trump. He's Trump. He's in your head. What about it, Brad?
I got to go with Adam, although watch for Carson, the most dignified candidate out there, and watch for Carly to get her licks in on the Donald.
All right. It's going to be very interesting. And, of course, we'll be back later on to talk about it. Coming up next, more of the Steve Malzberg Show.